We're going to continue with operations on signed fraction with some multiplication and division problems. So let's start with the first one. We have negative 3/5 times 1/2. Okay, so we have a negative times a positive, which we know is negative. So we can think of just multiplying the 3/5 times the 1/2. We have the negative sign there, but we don't have to think about it until the very end. We know our result is negative. Or equivalently, if you want to, you can multiply the negative as if it were in the numerator over 5 times 2, which gives us negative 3 over 10. And again, we'd write that with a negative sign out front as negative 3/10. Okay, so we multiplied the fractions in the exact same way. We knew our result was going to be negative. You can either just multiply these numbers and put the negative at the end, or use the negative in your computations, and they're all mathematically equivalent. Now we have a negative divided by a negative, and we learn that a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So you could think this is asking how many negative 5/8 are in negative 13/8, and there's going to be a positive number of them. Okay, so we can just, if you want, put these in the numerator. So we know it's going to be positive, but I want to show you how it works regardless if you forget this rule. Okay, change division to multiplication and reciprocate. Negative 13 over 8 times 8 over negative 5. Now I see that there's a common factor of 8. I want to cancel that out. Cancels to 1. 8 divided by 8 is 1. And now we have negative 13 over negative 5. Okay. Well, this is equivalent to positive 13 over 5, since a negative divided by a negative is positive. Okay. We should write this as a mixed number because it is an improper fraction. 5 goes into 13 twice with 3 left over, and we put that 3 over the divisor. Okay, last one. Okay, so now we have a mixed number divided by a mixed number. Okay, one of the mixed numbers is negative. Okay, so we know this is positive divided by a negative, and our result is going to be negative. Okay, but again, we can keep the negative signs in the computations and just use our integer rules. Let's start by rewriting these as mixed or improper fractions. So 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24. And 3 times 8 is 24, plus 2 is 26, and I'm going to make that a negative 26. Okay, so notice the mixed number is 26/3. You keep the negative out front, but I just put that with the 26 to keep track of it. Okay. Keep the first fraction, change to multiplication, reciprocate the second fraction. Okay. And now let's see if there's any common factors to cancel. Well, 24 and 26 are both even, so I'm going to divide them by 2. So this is 12. Negative 26 divided by 2 is negative 13, so that will make it a little bit easier. So this is 12 times 3 over 5 times negative 13. 12 times 3 is 36. 5 times negative 13, well, it's going to be negative. Positive times negative is negative, and that's 50, 65. And then at the end, we'll put the negative sign out front, so negative 36 over 65. Okay, so notice when we do operations on signed fractions, our general rules hold at the beginning, okay, as far as dividing or adding and what the results will be. But sometimes it's just easier to think of the sign as belonging to the numerator of the fraction as you go along, and just perform the computations on the parts as if they're integers and follow those same rules.